Yeah, I mean, we've just been really tight on the short run. So I think we knew qualifying was going to be a struggle, and I think I could have gone a little bit better than that, but not what some of those other guys are going. So I think we'll be good on the long run, is how it seemed to practice. We struggled on the front side of that, but we're really fast the last couple laps, so hopefully it pays off. It's a long race.
Anything in particular you're focused on over the next 10 weeks as far as where you want to improve or what you feel like you guys need to do better?
I think we've qualified really bad, since back injury, really. So trying to improve on that. I don't think this is a place that we focus on qualifying, though, just with how much fall off there is. But I think for me that's a big thing, and just trying to learn what we can over the next 10 weeks and execute and act like we're in it. Put the pressure on ourselves to go run well anyway.
So what's the next big opportunity for you guys as far as the tracks where you can potentially, keep that winning streak going?
Yeah, I feel like Kansas is probably one of my best racetracks statistically, so hopefully that's a good one for us. Obviously, I didn't get to run there in the spring, so I always look forward to going there. But really, any of them, there's no reason we can't be good this weekend as well.
How does your effort support the efforts in the playoffs of William Byron and Kyle Larson? Can you help them in sim or something?
Really just having 4 cars running well is a good thing for everybody. So trying our best to do that. I think sim stuff, everybody drives so different, and I'm pretty focused on the 48 stuff, but we do help each other. We all run each other's sim setups throughout the week and stuff like that, so a lot goes into it for sure.
Is there any part of you that's like, how in the world do I break my back in a wreck that I had, and then you see Ryan Preece flip like he does and he's able to walk away?
It's a cup car versus sprint car.
Right.
I had a rear end housing try to come up through the bottom of my seat. The bottom of my seat shrunk a couple inches, so I know it's super clear why I broke my back. I think the cup car, obviously we've kind of found its weaknesses. I think it's a very strong race car, right? So it's as far as things like that happening, happy to see him okay. I've had the same eyes that he has before, and it didn't bother. I had him when I was like 16, and it didn't bother me at all, but it tripped people out, so I'm sure he's gonna have fun with that, knowing Ryan.
Was that the wreck that you flipped several times when you broke it?
Yeah, so my eyes were actually swollen shut for a couple days after that one, but I remember messing with all my friends with it. It was pretty funny.
Preece's crew chief said that there's extra padding that they have now on the car in the seat or something. Do you have extra padding now for?
I don't have a clue.
Yeah.
I didn't know that they added anything, but I think we're constantly trying to make our stuff as safe as it can be.
You were hearing me as a spectator, and your back was still an issue then. How does it feel now?
It's fine. I think the road courses were pretty hard on it, but other than that, I've been pretty okay.
And then Denny had his back issue about 10 years ago, and he said it was similar to yours. Have you reached out to him at all with recovery help?
No, that's not who I'm going to reach out to for any help.
How frustrating is it when, your sprint car accident was not your fault. Preece was in a similar thing. When you have no control over stuff like that, you just kind of have to case the rocks, there's really nothing neither one of you could do about it.
Yeah, there's a lot of things that work that way in life, so that's just kind of the hand that you get dealt. And my sprint car thing, that's a decision I made as far as going sprint car racing, and I knew how dangerous those cars are, especially for me being 6'1". It's hard to fit in those cars very well, so I knew the risks and felt like on that side of things it is my fault, but things happen. We drive race cars, stuff happens, and you get caught up in things.
Do you feel you have to be more aggressive now? You're not in the playoffs because a playoff driver can just try to muscle their way in or say, hey, you're not in the playoffs, I'm more important than you. I don't know how you handled it last year or how you handled the playoffs, if there's that big discrepancy between a playoff and a non-playoff. You're all still racing for wins, I get that.
Yeah, we're all still racing. I think it's really a case-by-case scenario. You still race guys you know, some guys are give and take and some guys aren't. So you still maintain that whether they're in the playoffs or not. You obviously never want to cause an issue, and you don't want to hurt somebody's playoff deal, but we got to race for our team as well.
What about Darlington? And you know, you talk about what makes it tough. What makes Darlington tough to you?
Just staying out of trouble for 500 miles. It seems like right rear toe links on this car. So, you know, obviously not running here in the spring. This is a place that it's pretty difficult to catch up. So definitely felt a little blind coming in today, but was really happy with our speed at the end of that run. I think lap 20 to 30, we were really fast. So just, you know, we knew the short side of the run was going to suffer from that, but hopefully the long runs are what matters tomorrow night.
You mentioned Kansas earlier. What actually is the family connection there? I think your dad grew up there, was that right?
Yeah, my dad's from that area. Well, my dad's parents are from that area, and I think he grew up there. So, yeah, connection for them. I never really spent that much time there, but yeah, they are from there.
But you have said in the past that winning there would mean a lot to you personally.
It would. I think it means a lot to them. So, yeah, it would be pretty cool.
How much would you like to be?
Anywhere.
Yeah, I'd take a win anywhere.
How much would you like to be a spoiler in the playoffs? You know, it's hard, you know, when you come in and we're chatting with you and whatnot, but why don't you just like spoil the show?
I mean, I think winning anytime is great in the Cup Series, right? So it's been over a year since I've won a race, and I feel like would definitely, I mean, take them however I can get them here right now.
Even though you like dirt, you prefer the concrete at Bristol.
Yeah, that's not a dirt race. I mean, these cars, it's not a dirt race. That's I don't know what you call it, but it's not. I mean, I guess by definition it's a dirt race, but it's not.
So how do you, we look at Bristol as one of the iconic places, so iconic short tracks and racing. I mean, how much do you enjoy the challenge of it?
It's badass. Everything about that place is really cool. So I'm excited to get back there. I feel like, you know, that's one of the trophies you want to win, one of the victory lanes you want to be in. And when I was a kid growing up, that's always the race I wanted to go to. So it's a cool place. Obviously, it's changed over the years. It's not the single file around the bottom Bristol where you move people out of the way that it used to be. And now it's up against the wall. It kind of becomes a train. But just it's still such an iconic place, and it'd be amazing to get a win there.
Do you think because of the rigidity of this, is that a word, but of this car, do you think twice about moving somebody even at a short track?
It just doesn't work the same way it used to, right? Like you literally used to pick somebody's rear tires up off the ground, and now you just kind of shove them forward. So you can do it a little bit, but not nearly as much as you used to be able to. And I mean, as far as how strong it is, yeah, you can just run somebody over for the most part, and your car is totally fine. So that's not my driving style, but the car does support that for sure. Yeah, I mean, I think it's definitely made progress. You look at the clips and how much softer they are, they made a lot of progress. So, you know, I haven't talked to either one of those guys and haven't seen the race cars. I don't know what did or didn't hold up or how they're feeling, but definitely to have big hits like that, especially Ryan, well, they're both Ryans, especially Preece's. I mean, Blaney's was really bad too, so to have both those guys walk away is a good thing for sure.